Hello, STEAM parents, and welcome to the 25-26 school year. We are so excited to welcome all of our fifth grade students back to the school and welcome to STEAM. Tonight, we are going to talk about our STEAM program and what it means to be a STEAM student. My name is Nathan Robinson, and I am the STEAM program specialist for Dickinson ISD. That means that I am in charge of everything there is to do with STEAM in our school district. I oversee the program at 6 campuses for 1,200 students. We also have Britta Carter. She is our Director of Advanced Academics and our Academic Excellence. She could not be here with us today for this recording, but I wanted you to know who she is just in case you ever need her resources. So STEAM has stretched all the way across our school district from Barber to Lobet, Dunbar, McAdams, Crans, and Dickinson. We've come a long ways from 2 schools in the past. So our fifth grade teachers, here they are. If you are at Dunbar, you have Miss Merrick, Miss Fontaine, and Miss Brown. And if you are at Barber, you have Miss Erdberg, Miss CW, and Miss Teesworth. And then at Lobet, we have Miss Akins, Miss Buccino, Miss Healy, and Miss Wine. So you might be asking yourself, what is STEM or STEAM? You hear it both ways, but STEM education is a method of hands-on teaching and learning where students apply academic content by creatively solving real-world problems with innovative design-based thinking that prepares them for future career opportunities and all the things that brings into the future. So in Dickinson ISD, we use STEM instead of STEM. We've added the A for the arts. So let's take a look at STEM in Dickinson ISD. So our mission is, like we said kind of earlier when we talked about STEAM, what STEAM is, but we want to increase student achievement by engaging students in hands-on teaching and learning. We don't want our kids just sitting in the classroom getting a lecture and taking notes. We want them doing hands-on activities, talking to each other, collaborating, just like they would in the real world. So our vision is to provide a continuous pathway of educational opportunity for our STEAM students that carries them into high school and then on to the real world after they graduate. We have 4 or 6 core values in STEAM that all of our teachers try their best to give to all of our students and use them every day in the classroom. Like I said earlier, we do a lot of collaboration, and these are very important to our students when they're collaborating with others. So we talk about respect, perseverance, fairness, integrity, responsibility, and leadership. So your students will have a whole lesson on this the first week or 2 of school with their teacher. We also teach STEAM fluency skills. We get these skills from the state. It's things like collaboration, conveying information in writing, being adaptable. We want them to be able to adapt to different situations, have resilience when they fail. Some of our students, this might be the first time that they do something really hard academically, and to fail is okay. That's why your teacher is there to pick you back up, to help you learn and grow and have perseverance and resilience. We also do a lot of comprehension with using written material, critical thinking skills, active listening, time management, things like that. So how is STEAM different in Dickinson ISD than a normal classroom? Well, first of all, you went through an application process. And in that application process, we look at you as a whole student. We look at attendance, behavior, we look at STAR scores, I look at MAP scores, academics, all the things to make sure that you are able to take on the task of advanced classes. And so welcome to STEAM. You made it past the application process. We also have interdisciplinary projects. Those projects incorporate all 4 contents. Sometimes it might just be 2, but we like them to be all 4 contents so that students really understand how each content can relate to each other, right? You can be really good at math, but how does math relate to RLA? Or how does RLA relate to social studies? Or how can science and social studies go together? We also focus a lot on project-based learning. Like I said earlier, we want the students doing hands-on activities. We want the students learning and growing, and our teachers facilitating that learning. Sometimes that's different for students, and it can be hard because a lot of the projects are with other students or in groups. So it's important to talk to your student about working with partners and other people. In STEAM, we service many of our advanced academic students. It is not a GT program, but a lot of our GT students do make it into the program or choose to be in the program. We do A lot of advanced academic work, especially when we get into junior high. All of our students are expected to take honors classes, and we'll talk a little bit about that here on the next slide or two. We also go on field experiences. Now, here's the difference between a field experience and a field trip. We call them field experiences in the STEAM program because they are truly experiences that relate to the learning that's happening in the classroom. They are fun and engaging. However, we don't go on those field experiences for fun. We go on those field experiences to learn and apply our knowledge that we gained in the classroom in the real world. So this year in 25-26, this is what our pathway looks like. Since you're a fifth grader, you're only going to have this first column. So you can see math, reading, science, social studies, just like you would in any other student. In those classes, they're just a little bit faster paced and you're doing a lot more projects. Now for this year, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, they have the option of on-level STEAM or honor STEAM. However, starting next year in the 26-27 school year, those courses will not apply. So as a fifth grader going into sixth grade next year, this is going to be your pathway. Hey, so you are going from your 25-26 in fifth grade to sixth grade. If you notice, those on-level courses are no longer available. So as a STEAM student starting in the 26-27 school year, we expect you to be in honors classes. And what that means is you're going to have to work hard in fifth grade to make sure that you stay at the level that you're at in order to be successful in those advanced classes. So that means that we are looking for meets or masters on your STAR assessments. We're looking for A's and B's in your classes. And we're looking for at least 90% attendance in your attendance rate, right? When we are doing these advanced classes and we're moving faster pace, missing one day could be like missing two in a normal class. So it's very important that you come to school every single day. If you have more questions about these pathways, feel free to reach out to me and we can clarify and we can discuss further about these pathways going forward. More information will be to come as we go through the year as well. So on the first day of school, if you did not attend the meeting on the first day of school, you will get one of our participation contracts. This participation contract is just to make sure that you are aware of everything that is going on in STEAM and what happens if you are not up for the challenge. So I highly recommend that parents go through this participation contract with their students. One side has our honor code, which is a respect, integrity, all those things. And the front side just gives you a list of what does it mean to be a STEAM parent? What does it mean to be a STEAM student? And then what's going to happen if I don't meet those expectations? One big change that we're bringing with us this year is that every STEAM student will have to reapply for STEAM every single year. So you applied this year, generally you would have been in from now on, but we're going to change it to where every single year in January you will apply. And be on the lookout for that. I'll send out plenty of information when we get closer in January. So those probation or contracts are due to your teacher by September 19th. Your teacher will ask for them much sooner, but just so you have a little bit of time to go over it with your student and parents. All right, so supporting student success. We have lots of things in place in order to support our students. One of those being our probation. So our academic probation is to help students that are falling behind or not being successful become successful, right? Getting ready for those honors classes is imperative that you are meeting those expectations, that you're ready for an honors class. And the probation experience our process allows us to make sure that all those students are getting everything they need. So what is the probation process? It's the Built on the Academy for high expectations and academic success. It looks at your attendance, your behavior, and our goal is to provide early interventions with clear communication to students, teachers, and parents. So probation reports will be run every 9 weeks. That means that every 9 weeks, similar to a UIL grade check, I will pull reports of students' attendance, students' behavior, and students' grades. I will look over those, and if I notice anything weird, I may reach out to a teacher, I may reach out to the parent, to make sure that everything is going good. We want to make sure that you know that probation is not a punishment. Probation is a way to make sure that our students are academically successful and they are in the correct place. So like I said earlier, it's kind of like a UIL grade check. Every 9 weeks, we are going to pull reports that look at grades, attendance, and behaviors. And based on those reports or based on something that a teacher tells us, we may implement the academic probation and call home and meet with you. If you would like to know the results of those, you can just look in Skyward. That's all the information comes from Skyward. And if you have a particular question about something when it comes to the 9 weeks or any time throughout the year, honestly, feel free to reach out to me. So we ask that students have grades of 70 or higher. That means you're passing all your classes. When you get to junior high next year, we expect you to be enrolled in all honors classes, but if something goes kind of wonky, then we want you to be enrolled in at least 3. So that's math, science, and 1 more. Sometimes when you get to junior high, you have different schedules like band or something that messes up your placement of classes, but we want you to be in at least 3. No out of school suspension or alternative placement, no more than 3 days of ISS, and we want you to be present for at least 90% of the school year. Now, things happen. We understand that, just sometimes it's not your fault and you might end up in ISS. We will look at each individual student when it comes to being on probation for these things. Also, if a student's not meeting expectations, we'll make sure we reach out to the parent, and then everything is good to go. Also, if you have more information, please reach out to me. You can also look in our STEAM handbook on page 5 is where our probation process starts. So we start off with intervention. That's with the teacher. That teacher may offer tutorials for a student, may offer parents different resources in order to make them successful. If that is not working, then they will move on to letting me know, and that will start the success team and probation, which includes having a meeting with the teacher, someone from the student's campus, the student, and the parent. And we will look at ways that we can help that student. What do they need? Generally, probation lasts 9 weeks. Students are doing better, and then they're off probation. If a student is not successful during that probationary period, it is possible that they stay on probation for another 9 weeks or a extended period of time. Or it could also be possible that we decide that we remove that student from STEAM and put them in an academic spot where they are more capable of achieving success. So, like I said earlier, it is now a yearly application process. In January, you'll be on the lookout for an email or a message from me that says what that looks like. We'll most likely have an application for existing STEAM students and an application for new students. So just be on the lookout for that in January. Communication. Communication is a very big thing. Our STEAM teachers communicate a lot. I try to communicate as much as possible. So please make sure that all of your information is correct in Skyward. If your information in Skyward is incorrect, that means that your information is wrong everywhere. That is where all of our other systems get their information from. So do me a favor, please go into your Skyward before school starts or as school is starting and make sure your email is spelled right, your phone number is correct. All those things are good to go so that we can contact you when needed. Also, starting September 1st, the district is rolling out something called Parent Square. This is going to be not at all campuses, but however, it will be for all STEAM students. So be on the lookout for some more information about that. It is going to be rolled out again September 1st. There'll be an app you can download, or you don't even have to use the app. But more information to come. I'm still getting trained on that. So as soon as we know all those things, I will pass that information along to you. You can also visit our website at dickinsonisd.org/STEAM. That's always a great place to go look for upcoming things, our handbook, ways to contact us, all that fun stuff. We're also on social media. We have Dickinson ISD STEAM on Facebook, and you can visit the Advanced Academic page on Twitter or X. So field experience is our most favoriteest thing. Each campus will go, or each grade level will go on 2 field experiences per year. Something that has majorly changed this school year. So in the past, parents were allowed to fill out the background check and meet us at our location for that field experience. Going forward, starting with the 25-26 school year, parents are now required, if they're going to attend a field trip, to come to campus that morning, have their ID scanned and get a visitor badge, and they must wear that badge the entire time on the field trip. So parents really have 2 options. So the morning of the field trip, they can come to the campus, scan their ID, and then meet us at the back of the school or wherever the buses line up and follow the buses to where we are going. Or you can show up early, scan your ID, get a badge, and then meet us wherever you are. If you meet us at a field trip, we understand it is a public place, but we want our parents and need our chaperones to have visitor badges. So if you show up to a field experience without a visitor badge, we are going to ask you to not interact with our students. This is our way to make sure that all of our students are safe. And it is one of our new safety protocols to ensure that all the safety of all of our students and staff. So please make sure if you are going to go on a field experience that you come to school, check in, scan your ID, get a badge, and then you are good to go. Our front office people will be aware, and I'll also send lots of reminders whenever it comes time for these field experiences. Brainiac. So in fifth grade, students have something called Brainiac. They may come home and say, Mom and Dad, in Brainiac, we did this today. Brainiac is an exploratory course. It is offered through our STEAM science teachers at Barber and Dunbar. And then at Lobit, all 4 teachers will have a part in Brainiac. So students will spend this time during the day, it's 30 minutes a day, where they are learning and making real world connections, hands-on activities. We have a careers Brainiac, we have a infectious disease Brainiac, we have a robotics Brainiac. They'll also work on their extra projects in Brainiac. So it's just a cool class where kids get to expand and learn lots of STEAM activities. So our partners, we have a few partners that help us. We could not do everything alone. We partner with the Galveston Bay Foundation for classroom visits. We also take 7th graders to Galveston Bay Foundation to do wildlife conservation work. We visit University of Houston, and University of Houston supplies us with lots of resources and tools to use in our STEM classes. And then HEB and MI Lewis. We also have a STEAM Booster Club. That Booster Club is made up of parents of STEAM students, grandparents, aunts, uncles. Any family member of a STEAM student can join the Booster Club. And they are there to help support our program in any way they can. So if you're interested in joining the Booster Club, I know it says table in the lobby. Obviously, this is a virtual presentation, so they're not in the lobby. I will send out information on how to join the Booster Club if you would like to join attached to this presentation. So the Booster Club, like I said, is open to all families. It's $15 a year. So far this year, we have about 200 parents signed up. Yay! And they offer campus opportunities for us. They help us find volunteers. They help us at the STEAM Expo, and they host community events such as the skate nights or fundraising nights, spirit nights at local restaurants. So more information to come on those. They're working on getting all those scheduled for this year, like a Chick-fil-A night or maybe a Panera Bread night or Whataburger night, or I don't know. I'm sure they have plenty of things in the works. They meet once a month, roughly. I will send out that schedule as well if you're interested and want to go attend a meeting. STEAM gear. So if you want a STEAM shirt to wear on a field experience or just show off your STEAM gear around school, you can scan this QR code. I will also send it home with families, and you may order all the gear you want. Some of the shirts are the same design as last year if you have older students, but we also have a few new designs and some new colors. So be on the lookout for that. Any orders done in September will be delivered hopefully the second week of October. When you do order, please make sure you put your child's name and what campus they attend so that I know where to get that shirt to. Our STEAM Expo, our biggest night of the year. Go ahead and mark your calendar right now. It is February 26th from 5 to 7 at Crayons Junior High. And that is before cook-off for all those Houston Rodeo fans. Is our, like I said, biggest night of the year. We have lots of student projects where students get to showcase all their hard work they've been doing. And then we also have hands-on activities for students to do while they're there. The whole family is invited. Bring younger, older, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle. Bring whoever you want to the expo to come check out all the cool and exciting STEM things going on in Dickinson ISD. A few questions that I get a lot from 5th grade parents is, do we have to apply for STEAM each year? And now the answer is yes. You will apply each year to STEAM, and I will send that out each January. Is STEAM an Academy a GT program? No, it is not a GT program. You do not have to be a gifted and talented student to be in STEAM. You have to meet the qualifications, and then if there's room, you are accepted. Most of our GT or a lot of our GT students are in STEAM, but it is not the only way to get into STEAM. Can your student participate in extracurriculars? By all means, yes. They can do anything and everything they want. At the middle school level, they have chess club, robotics, and a few others. At junior high, there's athletics and band and dance and choir and all those things, as well as chess and robotics. and all those STEMmy activities. And your student will change classes just like any other student. Thank you for giving me your time this evening or morning or whenever you might be watching this. We hope that you have a great 25-26 school year. And if you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to myself or Miss Carter. We are more than happy to answer all your questions, pick up the phone and give you a call. I look forward to seeing you around campuses, on field trips, our field experiences, and all over. So, again, thank you so much for giving up your time. And we hope you have a great school year.